let's get into it. Hi guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So this week is going to be the start of a new series on my channel that I would like to call Read or Skip. So this is going to be a series of where I get to tell you some opinions I have about some series or standalone books that I've read before, and whether you should read it or if you should skip it. I know this is not a brand new concept when it comes to YouTube, and there are millions and thousands of people who probably do a similar structure as this. So a big shout out to everyone who's done that before. But now it's my turn. So I'm going to start off this series with one that everybody and their mama, like I always say, recommends on TikTok, and I see it everywhere. It's always front and center at every bookstore that I'm at, and it is the Housemaid series. Woohoo! This is a jam-packed series, so buckle in, you guys. I have lots of opinions. First, we are going to start off with the tried and true The Housemaid. So this was one of the first books that I've ever seen recommended to me on my TikTok. So if you like scroll far enough in my saves, this is one of the first books that I like clicked save on and really was interested in. I picked this up, I'm pretty sure, at Target, and oh my gosh, let's just get into this review. I am going to preface that there are small spoilers. I'm not going to give like a bunch of stuff away, but there is, from now on, from this point on, yeah, there's spoilers. First of all, I really loved the cover to this. I loved the little keyhole and her peeping in. It's very like, it's on point with how the book feels, because she definitely does a lot of snooping. She does a lot of stuff that she's not supposed to, but that's her just trying to, I guess it's her trying to collect and trying to understand what's going on between this couple and their daughter. And what I really liked, the synopsis was so detailed in like what you were looking at, how we were getting there, and just like really pulling you in, even just with the back. And so that's why I picked this up. I gave this a 5-star. This was such a crazy story. It's literally like, and just like everyone else who probably read this book, you sat up when you flip to that page and you're like, huh? I was shocked. I literally stood up. I was like, huh? Because I thought it was going to end so much differently, and I definitely thought it was going to be like just this cut and dry like murder mystery kind of thing. But this one really spun me on my head, for sure. It definitely made me feel like I was reading something completely different by the second act. And so I was just, I was floored. I loved Millie in this one. Was she dumb? Yes. Was she also really smart? Yes. Did she make stupid and rash decisions half the time? I was like, yes. But was I rooting for her the entire time? Yes, I was rooting for her. And then the twist came, and I unfortunately was still rooting for her. I will support women's rights and wrongs. Nina's too. This was a 5-star for me. The second installment in the Housemaid series is The Housemaid's Secret. This book was, it started off kind of the same with The Housemaid. It was abuser, abusee, Millie coming in and trying to help the abusee, which I really liked that that's become like her thing. Like, that's, if you read the first one, you understand that this kind of like makes her a lot of money of helping people, in women specifically, in these situations. So that's just something she's doing now on the side. But this one kind of really leads into the, you just never know people's true intentions, and you really have to uncover every single piece of someone's life in order to get all the facts straight. I really enjoyed the twist in this book. I kind of figured it out a a little early on, but I was still really intrigued to see how Millie would get out of it, because Millie has managed to get away with a lot, as you know. But Wendy, who is the main antagonist, I guess you could say, is deranged. She's actually crazy. But I can't get mad at a girl for wanting to get that bag. I really can't. I can't dog her for wanting to live a better life. She could have just gotten divorced, but neither here or there. What I really liked about this book was how we saw Millie in a completely different light. I think for me personally, it got a little low rating for me because Millie felt so self-righteous, and she was just very like, she just never notices the bad stuff. But in this book, you could tell that something's going on with Miss Thang. And I think that's like her little Achilles heel, is that Millie is very like, whoosh, she's locked in. She doesn't care. She just wants to help. And that's perfect. Great. I love that about her. That's why I liked her so much in the beginning of this book. But as it went on, I was definitely like, okay, girl, get up. Get up, girl. I gave this book a 3-star rating. The third and final installment, I believe, in this series is The Housemaid is Watching. I know this one just recently came out and I didn't get my hands on it until this year. If you watched one of my other videos, I'll put it up here. I got this at Aldi, actually. The last two, I'm pretty sure I picked up at Target or half price, but I got this at Aldi, which was a crazy find. But this one is set several years after the events of the first 2 books. So you get an older Millie, and there's another character that you see in the first 2 books. His name is Enzo, and that ends up being Millie's love interest in this book. When I say love interest, I mean they have like a slow burn kind of thing. They realize their feelings towards each other, and then they finally get married in this book and have 2 children. This book follows Millie's family, like all of them, all 4 of them. All 4 of them are involved in this specific murder mystery, I guess you could say. What I really liked about it, though, was there was a lot of new things happening. It wasn't like the same, like, this was happening, then this happened. This one, because we added the characters of her son and daughter and her husband, I think there was a lot more for her to play around with. There was a lot of drama in this one. It gave soap opera at some points because they just refused to talk to each other and tell each other the truth, which is fine. I understand. Enzo was definitely the one-sided character who really didn't have anything else to him besides that he's a father and he's Italian. So when he wouldn't talk to Millie, or when all this other stuff was happening and Millie was concerned about him, like, cheating and being behind her back, it just like never got resolved until another character had to come in and be like, girl. There is a callback in here, not a spoiler, but it's kind of like a cameo from a character in one of the earlier books, which I thought was really cool. It had been a while since I read those last books, so I kind of was like, who? So I had to look it up. But I thought it was really cool that this character also made a really cool comeback. I think this book just kind of felt a little lackluster for me because I had spent so long hyping it up and really wanting to sit down and read it so that I could finish the Housemaid series before I picked any more of her books up. But this just kind of fell off for me. There was like some random side character that had a really big point in it that I was just like, who was this again? I had just wished it was wrapped up differently. I don't know if this is one of my favorites of the series. So she did unfortunately only get a 3-star rating from me. Overall, I think that this series was the perfect introduction to this author for me. I really enjoyed it collectively as a series. I really now enjoy Frida. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry if I keep butchering her name. I enjoy her now. I am going to go back and read some of her other ones. I think the thing with her titles that really makes me upset is that some of them are kind of just like, girl, what is this? And so like when I'm looking through them and trying to pick which one I want, I'm just laughing and giggling to myself like, why are they all just, why is it giving Disney Tangled, where they started just naming everything like the sun, Coco, and Luca, and Snow. Like, it's so, like, that's what her titles are giving. And I know a lot of authors do that nowadays because it's a little easier than to, like, name it some long, like, The Good Girl's Guide to Murder and stuff like that. So I understand, but also, girl. Like I've said in a previous video, I am on a series binge. I have so many more series that I need to read and also review for you guys that I read previously that I haven't gotten a chance to do. So I feel like she is the perfect author to get me into my standalone era. But I'm also going to start doing that later on. I have a lot more books to read. I think I would recommend this book to anyone who just really wants a good standard thriller, great plot twist, something that you really just genuinely don't see coming because how well written it is in the first part, that you're just like, okay, I know where this is going, and then bam, she hits you over the head and it's completely different, and you're like, huh? I thought I had this figured out this entire time. What do you mean it's not, huh? So that's why I like it. And the final verdict, if whether you should read or skip this series, is read! You should definitely read this series. I think it's so much fun. I think it's a great introduction into this author. I had so much fun reading it. I know I gave it a little low ratings and that The Housemaid is my only 5-star in this series, but the other two are just as good. Do I think they are on par with The Housemaid? No, I think The Housemaid really set a standard for itself, that where the last two installments kind of just tried to replicate that like twist and craziness and mystery that came with The Housemaid, and they kind of just fell. They obviously they had such a great predecessor that they were a little in their shadows. I do recommend reading them in the order that they are. Some people say you can just read them by themselves, but in order to understand The Housemaid is Watching, you have to read these two. But if you really don't want to read the entire series, I 100% just recommend The Housemaid. And a very quick shout out of the week goes to my best friend, Cheyenne. She is always the first one to comment just alongside Loretta. They literally talk to each other in the comments. I love it so much. And thank you so much, Cheyenne, for always supporting me and liking all my videos and sharing them to all your friends. Thank you so much. And with that, I'm going to end this video. Really hope that you guys enjoyed. Be sure to give this video a huge thumbs up if you liked it. And if you want to see more of my Reader Skip series, be sure to subscribe. And I will be posting more, promise! Okay, that is all I have for you guys, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye! I did not put them in order. Hold on. This book